Hey everyone, how's it going? What is up? It is me, Windstalker, and I just got done watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in High Shell, Turtle Power! The 2014 version, which, as many has stated, is nothing like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon that I grew up with. And of course, it's directed by Michael Bay, and Megan Fox plays April O'Neil. And of course, this is, I don't know, the fifth or sixth version of the Turtles, excluding the cartoon, because I'm saying movie form. Fifth or sixth, because there was the three originals, and then there was the animated one. And I think this one, so this would be 5, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. And I think I prefer the 90s version just because they're turtles in suits and there's actually something there for everybody to physically interact with. And yet, even though Michael Bay has decided to go with computer-generated turtles, and I'm not exactly sure what's the deal with their heads. I mean, their bodies look fine. Their heads kind of look a little, weird, like many people have said. And it's nice to see that the turtles have their personalities, and their personalities is expanded upon. And they're more individual than they were in the original cartoon. I mean, Donatello has always been the brains, Raph has always pretty much been rage, Leonardo has always been the leader, and Mike has always been the goofball, surfer kind of guy. And Master Splinter looks, well, he looks fairly decent, I will have to say. I mean, I'm quite impressed that they didn't completely ruin Splinter. He's nowhere near like the cartoon, and in the movie they say their turtles are 6 foot, and they were pets of April O'Neil when she was younger, and she gave them the names and their taste for pizza, and her father and the guy that eventually you find out works for Shredder mutated Splinter and the Turtles. So, of course, you get a backstory, which I guess is okay, because if a new generation is coming into this and future generations see this and they don't know the backstory of the original Turtles from the 80s or the 90 Turtles, and this is the first movie they fall upon, it's nice to have the backstory in there. I just don't particularly like that Master Splinter, as many people have said, picks up a ninja book, learns some ninjutsu, and teaches the turtles ninjutsu through a book. I mean, of course, in the past events, Splinter learned from his sensei, and even as a rat, he was able to mimic the martial arts, ninjutsu, and all that. So, I mean, it's what you would expect from a Michael Bay movie, because, well, heavy CG. It's interesting that the turtles have their own personal personalities, which is nice. I like that. The weapons are accurate. Their masks work. Even Splinter puts up a pretty sweet fight against the Shredder. I don't like the Shredder, because even though Shredder had very unique look in the 80s and 90s cartoon, this new Shredder that mixes ancient and modern technologies, and he has magnets that allow his blades to come back to him, and he can pop them out like a wannabe Wolverine and all this. I don't dig it. The mask that he wears over his face is kind of cool, but I'm just not digging it. April O'Neil, where do I begin? She has the yellow jacket. She don't wear the yellow jumpsuit. Of course, I think in the last fully animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I don't think April had her yellow suit either, but I just don't dig this April. I mean, Megan Fox, I guess, tried, but the spirit of April isn't there. I mean, sure, she is trying to portray a hard-nosed news reporter, newscaster that is seeming to be a rookie in this, but her character is just lacking in so many ways. I'm glad I finally got to see this movie, to see what everybody was talking about, and yes, it is awful, but I don't think it's as awful as everybody is claiming. I mean, sure, it's not the 80s and 90s Turtles I grew up with, and many of you grew up with out there, but then again, neither's the Transformers. I mean, the Transformers is in their, fifth, sixth movie, and it's nothing like we grew up with in the 80s. Even the animated cartoon they had out in the late 80s, early 90s, whenever that was, I forgot, has been a lot better than the new movies. And I'm still mad that Bumblebee, who has always been a Volkswagen, is a Mustang. Sure, I like the Mustangs, but come on, Bumblebee has always been a freaking Volkswagen. And of course, Michael Bay got his hands on it, and of course, he has the license to change things. And just like in Ninja Turtles, it wasn't always for the best. Sure, the Ninja Turtles elevator scene is still the best scene in the entire movie. It did have a few things that I laughed at because it was funny in parts, and I've always liked Michelangelo because he always is the one that was the funny one to me for many reasons. He was always been my favorite Ninja Turtle. So there's always that. I don't know. This Michael Bay makes some wonderful movies, but what he does to the classic movies that I grew up with kind of scares me to see, because if he ever gets his hands on like Thundercats or something, it makes me worried about how that's going to turn out. I mean, sure, there could be a sequel to the Ninja Turtles. I'm praying he never touches the Thundercats franchise. Heck, I pray that he doesn't touch anymore. I mean, they already ruined He-Man with the freaking, I think it was 90s movie. I can't remember where in the 90s it was. Maybe it was the 80s. I can't remember, because I've only seen that movie twice. Once, just to see what it was actually about, and the second time was just because there was nothing else on TV. And the first time was on VHS, and that movie is worse than the Turtles, the 2014 version of the Turtles. Oh yeah. I mean, I hope that they come out with a sequel to it, I guess, because I think that it might, I hope that it doesn't get as worse as Transformers, but then again, Michael Bay, if he's still in the seat, it may, so I'm kind of worried there. But the Ninja Turtles, I think, wasn't as bad as everybody claimed. I mean, it was an average movie with some funny parts, some nice CG. It was okay. I probably won't watch it again because it was nice to see it, but I think I'll stay with the original Turtles. Of course, I take that back. One second. I may buy it for $5 at Walmart. That doesn't mean I'll watch it again, but I may get it for well, I might get it for $5 and then have it for when Kiddo comes up and he may be wanting to watch it. So, if you like this video, give a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.